Good morning, Harefield. We've booked a holiday for this year. We've booked a caravan in Walton-on-the-Naze. It may not be the Bahamas, but it's going to be fun. Now, I have actually been there before. My parents have sent me some photos from 1980, which was when me and my family bought a friend's caravan there. So here are a few snaps so you can admire my youthful good looks. So this is a 7-year-old me with my younger sister and my mum. I think this is on the Harwich Ferry. Here we are climbing a telegraph pole. I'm the one in the light blue coat. And again on some pier by the looks of it, and I think this must be on the Naze itself. So I think I had a bit more hair then, didn't I? And where's 40 years gone? So much has happened to me since. For the better, I hasten to add. And so much has changed in the world. Fashions have changed, as you can tell from the photos. Technology has changed our lives hugely. Prime ministers have come and gone. Values in society have changed. And even chocolate bars have got smaller. A lot can change in 40 years. And it got me thinking, 40 years. I know some other people who went on holiday through sand and sea. That's how long the Israelites wandered in the desert for, isn't it? They had been freed from slavery in Egypt and escaped across the desert towards Canaan, a journey which should have taken them a few weeks, say 40 days. But they ended up taking 40 years. The length of time it's taken for me to go to this, from this to this. That's almost a lifetime. It was so long that everyone over the age of 20, except for 2 of them, died before they got there. What a waste of time, what a waste of lives. If I'd spent my life like a nomad, never quite getting to where my community wanted to be, it wouldn't be a very fulfilled life, would it? So what can we learn from the Israelites then and apply to our own lives this morning? Because sometimes it feels like we're wandering in the desert, doesn't it? Sometimes life doesn't turn out how we expect, or we feel like we're getting nowhere. Perhaps we feel spiritually like we're in the desert, a long way from God. Well, firstly, remember that God provided for the Israelites. Even though they had disobeyed God and were now a long way from where they should be, God still fed and watered them. Despite the fact he had to discipline them for their disobedience, he still loved them like a good father and he cared for them. He gave them manna to eat, and when they got bored of that, they had quail. Their clothes and shoes they never wore out, according to the Bible. They may not have been quite in fashion by the end, but at least they were warm. Second, remember that God can bring good from bad, and his plans are often not what we expect. So there were miracles along the way for the Israelites, weren't there? And the land they ended up in was amazing. I've driven through that area of Israel and it really is beautiful. So God can bring good from any of the bad things that happen in your life. And thirdly, it doesn't last forever. Yes, 40 years was a long time, but they did come out of it, didn't they? And so will we. I'm sure the Israelite nation learned lots from their time in the desert, and so can we. One thing I need to remember to take on my beach holiday the next year though, I bet they didn't take their buckets and spades.